On any other Rosh Hashanah, we would be standing together in our sanctuary before our beautiful ark. Our eyes are invariably drawn to the words delicately carved out of the ark's upper facade, Na'aseh v'nishama. We will do and we will hear, or learn, or understand. Then, on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, we are treated to the most radical, and some might even say barbaric, example of that refrain in Genesis 22. The Akedah. Why do we read the binding of Isaac on Rosh Hashanah? For many of us, being subjected to the story of how Abraham nearly slaughtered his only son, only son from Sarah, for what appears to be the whim of God, is pretty disconcerting. But is it just a whim? To better understand this parsha, we need to look at the historical context in which the Akedah takes place. What if we take ourselves back to the 21st century BCE and look at the religious landscape? The God of Abraham, Yahweh, is at this point only one of many gods recognized by the myriad of tribes in the Levant. Abraham accepts that Yahweh is different from those other gods. The Canaanites, for example, and the Moabites have many, many gods, but their main deities are mostly some variation on Baal. They also have traditions of sacrificing their sons and daughters to Baal or Moloch. Would it seem so strange to Abraham that his God might ask him to take his cherished son, whom he and Sarah had prayed for, and sacrifice him on Mount Moriah? The anguish he must have felt is palpable for each of us as we considered how we, as parent or child, might have responded. We are aghast at God's test of Abraham. What if this apparent test isn't really a test, but is rather an instruction? While we might look at Abraham as being tested, what if he actually believed that his God would present a solution? When Isaac asked, "Where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham responds, "God will provide himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son," in Exodus 22, verses 7 and 8. What's more, we often think of Isaac as being naive at about age 37 and a pawn in the story. What if Isaac, having been instructed for 37 years by his believing father, also believed? In this case, the Akedah is not so much a test as it is perhaps the first demonstration in the Torah of the principle of Na'aseh v'nishama. We will do and we will understand. Jews do not make human sacrifices, as those other religions may have. Human life is too precious.